Hey everybody, I don't know about you, but I am starving right now. So hungry. And what better way to curb my appetite than some really, really old food? Really old meaning 1979. This before you is a MCI or Meal Combat Individual from a case of them that I opened from 1979, December 1979 actually. So this food is a little bit older than I am. I just turned 40 this year, so about 43, yeah, 40, 44 years old this year. Wow. So we're going to check it out. I chose this one only because of the damage to the box on the bottom. I'm a huge military collector, so this box was done from like a carton that leaked next to it. So I honestly, I don't know how much of this is truly going to be edible. We'll see. These MCIs, generally didn't hold up well. There's like all kind of canned goods in here, and this was um, like the father grandfather of like the MRE that came out just a year later in 1980, and these were used like well through Vietnam. So like the individual salt ration that came before these kind of looked like this from Korea, and then obviously the great grandfather of this meal and the MRE being the infamous K ration. So I'm gonna check this out. It's not every day that you get to try and eat some food that's older than you, but let's check it out. So the layout of these was kind of like this. You had your box here, and usually you had like 3 or 4 different canned goods. You've got this plastic wrapped accessory pouch here. And you can tell this is like one of the later MCIs. You can usually tell by the emission of the contents here. There is no cigarettes included in these. Those were cut out, I think, like in the very end of the 60s or beginning of the 70s. And you get a cool little plastic spoon. We'll check that out here in a minute. What we got here, we have some seedless blackberry jam. Oh boy, that looks pretty intact. I've got my P38 can opener here so we can pop all these open. This is your B unit or your bread unit. We got some crackers, cocoa, and beverage powder, so we'll check that out. You got like this little divider here so the cans don't rattle against each other. We've got some, what is this here? We got some, oh, canned pound cake baked. Ooh la la. And that looks pretty good too. It's made by the American Bread Company. And last but not least, the entree can. Ooh, which I'm really excited. Looks more or less intact. We'll have to see. This entree is beef slices and potatoes with gravy. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? Most of these entree cans would have rusted out, and you'd shake them and this just rusty looking stuff would go everywhere. This can actually looks in pretty good shape. There's like a small little pinhole in there, and I don't know if it's from this can or a can that leaked inside the box as well. We'll check. There's like a little bit of rust here at the bottom, but again, it might be the same cause. I'm scared to open this. We'll check it out. First, let's check out this this accessory packet. So let's unseal this accessory packet that hasn't been opened and hasn't seen the light of day in 44 years. It has a very, like a, I don't know, like sometimes like when you buy like a package from overseas. Ooh, Chiclets gum, very cool. We've got some matches there. We've got some coffee, or coffee instant type 1, yeah. Some cream substitute that has hardened beyond belief, but we'll definitely pop it open. Coffee I'm excited about. I'm a big coffee nut, so I know that the coffee instant would still be good, so we will definitely use that. And it's kind of exciting to try a 44-year-old cup of coffee, some iodized salt, and of course some sugar. So I'm going to do this before we start opening up some cans here. I'm going to just go ahead and make this coffee here. I'm going to try this out. This coffee instant type 1. Oh, that smells really good. All that in there. And for the heck of it, I'm just going to put the sugar in here too. I usually am not a big fan of adding sugar to the coffee, but we'll make it as it was intended here. And I've got a hot water kettle here all ready to go. There's a big cup here, so I'm gonna fill it about that much through. And oh yeah, that was nice. They were kind enough to give me this plastic spoon. Kind of odd looking, huh? So that coffee hasn't caked up. So some of these like older rations I've opened up, the coffee kind of will cake up on you. This looked very, very dry and powdery. There isn't really any clumps or anything like that in here. Yeah, we'll give it a swig here. It tastes like bad 44-year-old coffee. Cool. We'll set that aside. I'm going to check out this cream substitute here. I'm not going to put this in the coffee and ruin it. Like, I can tell that this is all caked up. The dairy instant stuff, anything with cheese, any dairy stuff in these older rations did not hold up. Oh yeah, here. Let's see if you can see here. It's like turned into this, I don't know, cheddar cheese looking cake stuff, like almost like a toffee. Yeah, I am not putting that in my coffee and ruining that. We're going to set that aside here. That's no good. We'll skip that. We'll check out this gum here too. Peppermint gum, chiclets. I'm going to try to keep most of this packaging intact. I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that do a wonderful job, you know, while they're opening their older rations, like trying to keep the packaging intact for display as much as possible. I try to do the same. But some of these older rations like kind of make it tough. They use like a lot of glue. Everything was like sealed perfectly, so it's like once you rip it open, boof, you're done. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it looks just like some brand new chiclets right there. We'll set those aside here. I'm gonna try opening some of these cans here. I got this pound cake. I've got the entree we'll save for last, because who knows what that'll look like. I don't want to ruin my appetite, so we're gonna save that for last in case it just like bug bombed my whole house here. But let's check these guys out here and this jam as well. The first thing we're going to try is this this B unit, and yeah, oh yeah, that was sealed tight. There's no leakage in there. You hear that little the escape of air once you pop it open. But I've opened a lot of B units from all different eras, and one thing I didn't do with this one is usually I'll open them from the back. Just to, if I want to display the can. But I've opened enough of these B units over the years that that they hold up really well. I mean, the goods in them are generally pretty dry. You've got crackers, cocoa, sometimes like a coffee. Sometimes you'll have like a sweetened product, like a cookie, or even like a jam in there too. But generally, like even ones from like World War II have generally held up really well. Check that out here. Break this lid off here. Pretty cool. There's the top one there. It's got like this this corrugated paper here on the side. I've got 1, 2, 3 crackers or biscuits there. And then what else I got in here? I'm just getting that whiff of all that cocoa powder. And that smells really good. I have another mug here of hot water here for this cocoa. And that's it. That's all I've got in here, it looks like here. That's the bottom of the can. The cocoa smells pretty good. Like, I mean, there's a little bit of like a processed smell, but I mean, the cocoa is definitely like the dominating smell there. And it's like once like I get it all like unfolded. I mean, look at that. Cocoa beverage powder type 1 fortified. Look at that. I mean, that like just fit inside that like little tiny can. So no wonder I didn't get a lot of biscuits here. But, my wife has been making these chocolate cocoa bombs for the holiday season, and I know when I show her this wonderful video, she'll be so proud of me that I ate some 44-year-old hot cocoa. This looks really good. I mean, it looks intact. It doesn't look any different than any like cocoa powder today. Look at that. So let me get my hot kettle here. I usually like when I'm making these old rations, like I usually keep this hot kettle handy. It's really useful because you're going to have a couple different things here. You want some like cool water handy in case you do have like a drink mix. Like a lot of the older MREs like always have like some kind of like fruit-based beverage powder, like a fruit punch or grape or orange. And then you've got your cocoa beverage powder, you've got your coffee. I mean, they had a good bit of variety in here. And I'm really, really excited so far that, I mean, other than the dairy powder, this has gone really, really well. I mean, opening up these MCIs and experiencing what soldiers ate during the Vietnam War is such a wonderful experience. That is phenomenal. I'm not I'm going to be very sarcastic in this video, but this is very good. I'm not being sarcastic. Perfect. And I've scorched my taste buds too, so if like any of this stuff tastes like crap, honestly I won't be able to tell now. Look at these crackers, these biscuits. Almost got like a little bit of a spot on it there. You can kind of see there's like some grains and stuff like that in there. I don't know if I want to eat that one. This one looks pretty good right here. I'll try that. There's something about it that's like a little bit off. I can't put my finger on it. I don't like this. I have to spit that one out. Ugh. Ugh. There's like this lingering, like chemical aftertaste in it. That's just not, that's not good. That's not good. It's hard to explain. Like it almost like burns the inside of your mouth. Like it tastes for a split second like, hey, I'm eating like a Ritz cracker, then like boom, it kind of hits you like a little bit too late. Huh. Hard pass on those. Do not recommend. I would definitely recommend this cocoa. Cool. Before I start getting sick, let's keep going here. We'll try this this canned pound cake. Oh my goodness, that was like shh. That was like 3 seconds of air releasing from this can of this pound cake from 1979. I'm not smelling anything like good or bad from this can yet, which may be a good or bad thing. I don't know. We shall see. I'm telling you guys, this cocoa beverage powder is rocking, and I'm very surprised that the B unit biscuits or crackers were spoiled. I mean, there was nothing else in there besides those crackers and that cocoa beverage powder. So I am honestly shocked that they age that way. I don't know if it's maybe like the ingredients or whatever. Usually, like you get a lot of them, and it just looks like regular white enriched wheat crackers. These look like they had some kind of like rye or something in them too. I don't know if that's specific to the manufacturer or whatever, but I haven't seen that before. But that could be what's a little bit off about it. Oh wow, check that out. Look at that. We've got some pound cake here from 1979. Let's take a look at the rest of it as it leaves the can here. I don't smell anything on this, like good or bad. There's no chemical smell. There's maybe like the slightest hint of vanilla on there. It's got this like cupcake kind of paper here on the side. Check that out. Well, maybe that'll go good here with my my cocoa beverage powder. I don't know. Here, I'm gonna get a different spoon here with this knife. And we'll cut into it. Look at that, so you guys can see it from the inside there. It's a little dry and bland. A good vanilla flavor in there. It's definitely pulling like all the moisture out of my mouth because it's just so dry. Yeah, very dense. Good like vanilla smell, maybe a tinge of vanilla flavor, but other than that, I mean, it's fairly flavorless. It's like if somebody made like a cupcake and didn't add like enough like baking powder and like minimal sugar. There's no sweetness in this, which I'm kind of surprised. I figured it would be sweeter. Not as bad as the crackers, but do not recommend. I thought we would have like a little bit of flavor to unlock in that, and maybe we'll get that here from our seedless blackberry jam. Let's check that out here. I didn't hear any kind of air hiss, so that's concerning. No smell yet. For anybody out there that knows any Vietnam veterans, yeah, please thank them for their service, and I hope that this video kind of opens our eyes to kind of what life was like for them. This being kind of one of the few comforts over there. It's a shame that anybody would have to eat this on a regular basis, and I know that it maybe not have aged this much, but I mean it's just a shame that anybody that's serving their country has to or would have had to sit here and just eat from these weird cans. There's some blackberry seedless jam. It doesn't smell bad. It's I mean, it's separated a little bit. There's definitely like a good bit of like a blackberry liquid in there. Kind of see it there on the. I don't think it's bad. It's okay. I'm not a big fan of blackberry, to be honest. I'm more of like a grape jelly kind of guy. I keep going for the cocoa beverage powder to get like clean the palate and get this whatever awful taste out of my mouth, but this isn't bad. I'm just not a big fan of blackberry. But you know, maybe the idea was to put this on the pound cake a little bit and enhance the flavor. I'm just not a big fan of blackberry, but this held up remarkably well. It smells good. There's nothing wrong with it. I ate like a little bit. I'm just not a big fan of blackberry, and I mean, maybe that was the idea, was to use that for the pound cake. But so far, the things that I thought were going to be like the best in this meal were held up the worst, and the ones I thought would not have held up have been the best so far. And the star of the show, definitely this cocoa beverage powder. And now for the coup de grace, we have the entree course, which I'm a little scared of, guys. We've got beef slices with potatoes and gravy. We've got a couple pinholes in the can, maybe, or it could have just been like residual stuff from other meals that were adjacent to it. But here we go. Let's find out how she's held up. I wonder if I should open it from the bottom. I don't know. We'll just open it. There's no hiss. Terrifying, y'all. Terrifying. It doesn't smell good. My wife is out shopping right now, so it gives me a few minutes here to clean this up and air out the house should I need to. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not looking promising, guys. I'm getting towards the end here. It's not. I'm not smelling anything rotten yet. It's hard to explain. Like it smells. I don't know, like garbagey, but not like rotten. Oh dear. Oh yeah, we're definitely not eating that. Here we go. Beef slices with potatoes and gravy. Put this in the main part of this mess kit. Oh, there she goes. Oh yeah, we're definitely not eating that. Holy smokes. It was definitely compromised, the insides of this can. If I can get that last beef slice out. It looks like you get like 3 beef slices on the bottom, but they've definitely spoiled. I'm surprised it doesn't smell worse than that, but yeah, you can see like gross. But the worst part is like it hasn't fossilized too. Usually like that spoilage means like it's gonna dry out, but that is like some foul looking stuff right there. So you got 3 beef slices that have just blackened and turned pink with some pink slime on it. It's awful. And you've got this handful of like these potato slices too that have not held up over time, but I'm going to get it kind of separated so you can kind of see what it looks like, and I will probably burn everything that these utensils have come into contact with this crap. That is awful looking. Cool. Look at that. Gross. I guess I'm not going to be enjoying the entree there, but you're going to get like this variety of different potatoes in here. The 3 beef slices, I mean, they're about the size of like a small kind of like hamburger patty. And yeah, I mean, those are gonna go straight in the garbage there. The inside of the can, it looks like, yeah, that bottom right in there, there's like a pinhole of some kind that just kind of ruined that for everybody. Yeah, that's a shame. I don't even think I'm going to keep the can for display or anything like that. I think that's just all going to go right in the garbage along with everything else so far. Yeah. Ugh. Cool. As we kind of like get winding down here, here's the salt packet here. Nothing to be excited about here. You've got this matchbook, and these work remarkably well. Boom. I never had a problem with these like failing to strike or anything like that. They strike very easy. Cool. I don't know if I should give this pound cake like another go, just to like see maybe if, just to say I enjoyed the food that was older than me. Yeah, it's just not cutting it for me. It's very like, it really is like, it's so dry and not like crumbly, like totally dried out. I mean, there's like a sponginess to it, but there's just like this absence of flavor. Like you really do want the sweetness that just isn't there. I don't know. You're left with these little pieces of gum. These ones are peppermint. Real old school gum. That sugar, the sugar coating is very good, along with that gum base. A lot of these gums, though, they tend to like fall apart or like dissolve a lot quicker than more modern gum, I guess, or gum that's not as old. It's not bad. Yeah. Well, that's it, everybody. That was my fear factor challenge for the day. Was giving that a go. Yeah, it's a shame about the entree can, but at least I didn't stink up my whole house with that. That looks awful and foul. And I'm so surprised that there isn't like a smell or something coming from that that isn't worse. Obviously that's spoiled and isn't edible. The crackers, I really give those like a 2 out of 10. That they just didn't have that redeeming quality at all. And I don't know if it's the rye or what specifically in them that was just kind of setting them off for me, but those were not particularly good. I think next step would be the pound cake, which was okay, just very dry and flavorless, and then the blackberry the jam was, I guess, the winner out of the surviving items. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't be scared to pop open old rations. Be safe and cautious, but I hope you enjoyed this video and got to see kind of what our soldiers during Vietnam got to eat